This is Mahesh Ravi, and in this video, we're going to take a look at how to create a mood board and evaluate whether that's working. So let's take a look at what exactly is a design mood board. So a design mood board is a collection of works that will inspire you with the techniques, styles, and treatments. A design mood board is not where you actually collect the assets that you are going to use it in your design. It's something that you will be creating to give you a direction on how you want to proceed with the design that you are making. I've been noticing a lot of design mood boards where they will be just putting the color palettes, the the assets that they're going to use in the textures or the shapes and the patterns and things like that and call it a mood board. That is not a mood board. That is basically a stylescape. So we will talk about stylescapes later, but let's stick to the mood board right now. So what exactly is a mood board? Once again, it's a collection of works that will inspire you with the techniques. So techniques means what is the technology, the design technology that is used to solve a particular design problem. What is the style is an action? What is the design movement that this belongs to? And how are the elements treated in here? How is the color treated? How is the typography treated? How are the images being treated? So all of this, will come under a mood board. What I'm going to do here in this video is going to give you a 5-step process where you can create a mood board and evaluate its success. So this is basically a shortcut, I would say. I would recommend you spend a lot of time understanding designers and design styles, and then you will be able to create a direction on your own. But when you are a beginner and you want to get started with the whole process, I would recommend this. Step one is to collect visually similar designs. So why I'm saying visually similar is that when you actually collect similar design in some sort of way, if the designs that you're collecting are similar, uh, it will create a collection that automatically the elements might actually work together, right? So maybe when you select something which uses red as the main color for every solution, that every design that you have in your mood board, then you will actually understand a lot of treatments that actually go really well with red. So try to collect similar works, and this is very easy, easier than you think, how to identify similar designs. So let's go to Pinterest and let me show you how this basically works, or what do I mean by similar works. So when I go to Pinterest, this is my home screen. Your home screens might be different based on your research behavior. So when you're in Pinterest, let's say I'm going to randomly click on this design, the first one that I'm seeing here. This is my primary design choice, right? I selected this. So I'm just going to drag and drop it into my computer. And if I go down, I am going to see a lot of designs which are similar to this in style, in color, in typography treatment, and all that. Pinterest is already giving me this, so it is really easy for me to actually find stuff which are similar to the primary design that I chose. So let's say that I'm going to go and I'm going to choose something similar from here. So as and when I'm selecting this, I might actually go to the next page and look for something similar there as well. So I came from that page. I'm just doing a connected search here. So I'm just finding something similar to that. And I'm here under this tree right now, and I'm going down and I'm finding something which is similar to this. This is the first step, right? So you collected a set of similar work, right? So you need to spend more time in here. I'm just showing you a very fast example. So once you have collected all that stuff, you can assemble it into a mood boarding platform. I would recommend Freeform if you are an Apple user. If you don't have that, I would also recommend you to use Millernote, which is a really good app for organizing your ideas. So I'm just going to go inside Millernote. I'm just going to drag the collections that I have and just drop it into the mood board. So it just arranged all those things for me right now. There are so many stuff which is similar. I've selected one from the same series as well, which is absolutely fine. So I have a set of works You have to do, when you're doing this, you might have to do a more exclusive work, dedicate more time into this exclusively and collect as many works as possible. I have a very minimal amount of work in my mood board right now. When you're doing this, right? So we didn't look for elements specifically. We looked for use cases. We looked at designs, finished designs. We didn't look for just one element of it, right? Just one illustration or just one type treatment and all that. We actually looked at use cases of how these treatments are coming together, right? The final solution is what we looked at. So once you have everything ready, we have to study the mood board to see what is special about the treatment. We have to spend time studying each item in your mood board. So go to this mood board and look at this and try to understand what is special about it. So if you look at this, you can see this abstraction of a human sculpture. Look at the type arrangement which is happening here. So there is corner typography in here. Then there is this element coming in. There is a handwritten text right here, and there is a utilitarian sort of arrangement which is happening here. But the problem is that, not the problem, the approach is that it's tilted, it's slightly tilted, and it has the text information here again on the corners of this box. Very interesting thing. So we understood the design, right? So this is going to be in our mind. Whatever we just understood about that design, it's going to be in our mind. This is fundamentally the same thing, but a different color. Here we can look at this thing again, a very a rough sort of text, very naive illustration which is happening here. Corner typography, color pairing, right? These colors, these are the things that we need to remember in here. If you look at this particular design, it's sort of different from it. The typography is center aligned and it is actually hovering in the center, and we have a standout cutout text on here and a surreal imagery in here. We can see a lot of similar elements in here, a sketch, a sculpture. So if you look at this and this, there are so many similar elements which are happening here. The standard typography, a handwritten text, a rough scribble happening here, and an abstraction of a sculpture which is here. Similarly, the same thing which is happening here, maybe the colors, and here also we can actually think about it, corner typography and interesting use of abstract imagery. So take this just as an example, right? So we have to spend a lot, maybe 1-2 hours in here, and then try to actually memorize every element and every characteristics that we were able to identify from this mood board. That's the learning process in here. Now the next step is to recall. Now I'm out of that mood board. We are not looking at the mood board, but we are going to recall these elements. So corner typography, sans serif typeface, then there was abstraction of geometry or shapes or whatever it is there. Scribbles, very random crayon-like scribbles which are happening. Some interesting dynamic and unusual color pairing and all that. All these things are in our mind right now. Now, the next step is very important. Once we've recalled everything, all that treatment is in our mind, but we don't have a pixel perfect recollection of anything, right? We have those treatments in our mind. We have a generic idea of a vibe in our mind. Now use that information, and before you forget this completely, create a stylescape and try to recreate all those things that you saw without referring to the mood board again. Right? So just randomly go to a document, any kind of document. So let's say we will quickly build this in Canva itself. So you have this corner typography which is happening, right, with a sans serif typeface. So I'm just gonna quickly recollect what just I saw, and I'm gonna build it into a design. Let's see. Right. So currently I have a design here that I just created by recalling whatever I remember from the mood board that we studied. So let's take a look at that, right? So let's just take this and download it. Let's just scale it up. Okay. So this is what we created by studying this mood board quickly. So you can see that there are a lot of elements that inspired me immediately to recollect. And it's not a pixel perfect copy because we're not actually referring to it. A lot of ideas it just took a slight bit of mutation when it actually came out because first of all, we don't have a pixel perfect memory. There are things which actually got changed a little bit, and that actually created something new for us, definitely. But the vibe is basically the same. So if you look at this, this particular approach of boxes came from here, and you can see the corner typography is used in here. There is a center typography which is coming from here. There's this abstract shape and the faces which is coming here from these designs. And even if you look at this, there is this 4 which is slightly offset, like this E on the Pepin. So there are these things which were inside, maybe when I was studying this, there are things which actually went inside our brain and that came out in a different way. This is the best way to actually mood board it and check it whether your design approach is going to work. So I would recommend this for any beginner in graphic design. If you already have a good enough exposure of design movements, design styles, and designers, you might not have to do this. But if you are new to the process of mood boarding, and if you're new to the domain of graphic design, then this is going to give you a lot of interesting ideas. And I hope this was useful. I will see you with another technique soon. Till then, bye.